Hey guys, Garrett here with Seequenced. I'm going to show you how to modify a Gladiator sequential third brake light. That's our pickup line pattern. All of our brake patterns flash for about 2 to 3 seconds and then they stay on solid. So it's a little bit of a process. I have to take, these are all OE assemblies. I basically have to take the lens apart using a bandsaw. I have to cut it in a very specific spot on the assembly. I've already pre-cut this one obviously, but I use a jig to cut that nice and straight. I then remove the stock circuit board. This is the stock circuit board that I take out. If your third brake light's not working, more than likely the connector right here, the little tab is broke. That's what I find in a lot of these that I get back that don't work. A little tab breaks off and loses connection with the circuit board. So I actually removed this entire circuit board and I've re-engineered it to be a direct drop-in replacement. So after I take the old board out, I then have to put this in my CNC machine, this assembly body, because I have to carve out a couple of pockets. There's a programming port so I can access the programming after I've assembled it without taking the light back apart. So if you ever want to change your program, you can just send the light back to us and we can do that no charge actually. So you have lifetime free reprogramming if you pay for shipping both ways, which is kind of cool as we come out with new patterns, or if you just want to change it up once in a while, you can do that. So after I've carved this out in the CNC machine, I then put in my circuit board. You'll also have a new pigtail wire here. The new assembly doesn't plug in to the new harness doesn't plug into the assembly. There's actually a pigtail. And you'll also get this yellow wire here, and this is for activating your show mode. And what your show mode is a separate pattern. So this is basically our rig pattern. It can be a stationary pattern, it can be a moving pattern, whatever you like, but you can basically tie this into your running lights or add a switch somewhere in the cab to activate this. It's just a separate pattern. And if you hit the brakes with your show pattern on, the brake mode overrides the show mode. If you let off the brake, it then goes back to your show pattern if your show pattern's on, if you have 12 volts on that little yellow wire. Again, the show pattern is optional. It comes with the light, you can have it on or off, but the brake pattern is plug and play. You do have to run another wire to this. You can tap it in to your running lights, or we also carry a show mode easy install kit. It's $40. You basically plug it in a 12 volt outlet, run the wire back to this and plug it in and you're good to go. There's a little button and you can activate it from in the cab. Yeah, once I drop that in, I then put the lens back on using some ABS glue, seal the perimeter back up with some epoxy, get it nice and weatherproof. I then seal up the programming port as well, seal up the connections, and everything's nice and waterproof. I do a water test on it and ship it out to you guys. So currently I have about 25 different patterns. If you have any ideas for different patterns, I have a custom option, so you can reach out to me and let me know if you want something custom made. There are 15 LEDs in the light that I can program individually to do different things. So feel free to reach out if you have a custom idea or pick from one of the 20 plus patterns I already have. But that's it. We also have a core program. If you send us, buy our light, you can send us the light you remove as a core. There is a return label in your order, and once we receive it, we'll then refund $20 to your original order for your core light. And then what we do is we then modify those and sell them as refurbished units on our website. So if you buy a new OE, it's basically a new assembly from the factory. If you buy a refurb, it's a light that someone sent us as a core that we've modified. So that's the difference between those two. So if you have any questions, my phone number and email address are all over the website. Please reach out. I'm here to answer any questions you may have. And I appreciate you guys. Thanks for getting sequenced.